is this you? Been cutting and your body fat percentage is low enough to have visible abs, but instead you've just got flat with nothing to show on the midsection. You got skinny that now when you put your shirt on it looks like you barely even touched the gym, and all of that without having the benefit of having hot abs when you take that shirt off. Well, it might mean that you haven't trained your abs correctly, or I hope you at least trained your abs. But don't worry, friend. In this video, I'm going to help you achieve visible abs that pop out and make that midsection of your body look jacked and hot, especially when it's time for you to take that shirt off. Now, the way to do that is by learning the 5 rules of ab training. But before we do that, I have a quick plug to make. I'm doing one-on-one fitness coaching. So if you need help to achieve your dream body, check the link in the description. So, rule number 1 is to do normal repetition ranges. Apply those that you've been applying to every other muscles as well to the abdominal training to look bigger, stronger and pop out more. If you ask someone in the gym how you should grow your shoulders, he'll probably say something like sets of 10, man. So anything between sets of 5 and 15 repetitions grows the most amount of muscle and it doesn't impose as much fatigue. People do this for every other muscle, but then it comes to abs and then they're like, yeah man, just need to do planks for like 5 minutes straight and 1000 crunches, yeah. And it just makes you wonder what that high endurance ab training helps you for. If you just want to make your abs look better and bigger, well, nothing. Exactly. And to be honest, I can't think of any sport that will benefit from that kind of endurance training either. And so, if you really want your abs to show off, you should train them like any other muscle, in the 5 to 15 range. Next rule, use the full range of motion. In the gym, people bench like this and squat like that, but when it comes to abs, people will do those weird 1-inch crunches and then call that a rep. People do that and for real, I don't understand why. The abs have a huge range of motion, from your hips all the way to your back and then to your hips all the way to your chest. Whether you're doing crunches or leg raises or anything in between, there is a lot of movement. Big tension when you stretch your abs all the way back and big contraction when you get to the hips to your chest. You're gonna get more muscle growth and more injury proof because there is tension in such a big range that will help your body in various exercises and more situations in your day-to-day life. And of course, the biggest benefit will be in the sports that you practice. Strengthening them throughout the full range of motion will get you way better results than doing those mini crunches. Next, a huge tip to try as far as exercise types is the hanging knee raises. So let's say you hang on a pull-up bar or on those machines where you have these pads and handles, and then you take your knees and curl them as close to your face as you possibly can. At first you might get them close to your belly, but after some time you'll be able to get them close to your face, controlling the eccentric on the way down, doing sets of 10 or something like that. Once you get comfortable with doing that, start straightening your legs to challenge yourself again. If someone can consistently do sets of leg raises to their face and also get that negative controlled eccentric, that person has giant abs, no doubt. Now, keeping in tune with the negative part of the movement, let's talk about rule 4, very good eccentric control. So as we talked about a second ago about the leg raise, once you lifted them as high as you can, the concentric part of the movement, you have to lower them nice and slow, the eccentric. Of course, you can get some decent stimulus from just raising them up and then dropping them, but you get even more benefits from slowing the movement on the way down. The eccentric part of the muscle contraction is more growth promoting than the concentric that you get from bringing your legs up. Now, usually when we are in the gym, we're interested in check marking things and counting reps. And to some extent, you think more on the moving the weight up rather than lowering that down with control. And so, because you lower them fast on the way down, to have more energy to lift them back up. Same applies to the abdominal work, and it is wrong. You can go on the concentric as fast as you can, but again, on the eccentric, you should slow down and control the movement so you can stimulate more muscle growth over time, strength adaptation, and especially more resistance to injury over time. Now lastly, it's totally cool to do those calisthenics exercises, but if you don't grow as fast on strength on the harder progressions, like we talk about the knee to leg raises. So these transitions are too difficult for you and you want an alternative that is still effective and easier to progress, use abdominal machines so that you can easily progressive overload. So it's overall better to use an abdominal crunch machine or something like that, where you can select how much weight you want to lift, so you can apply progressive overload easily on top of what we talked about earlier, just like you would do to any other muscle. So you can do those dynamic movements and add a little bit of weight to each month in order to progress effectively, and that's a big advantage for you. Of course, I don't say that calisthenics exercises suck. I think they're awesome. They're more enjoyable to do than regular gym exercises. But if you want consistent progression, I recommend you do them, especially if you have some strength issues and you really need those marginal increases over time in order to get stronger. Because if you ever try to do calisthenics, those progressions sometimes are pretty hard. Just if you ever tried front lever, moving up to the next progression is just nightmare fuel. And so an extra tip is that if you want to progress faster in calisthenics, you should also do gym exercises. And so I hope this video gave you great insight on how you should train your abs in order to make them grow and pop out, so you get those hot abs that everyone wants to see on the beach. And again, if you are interested in my one-on-one coaching program, where I'll help you with your diet, with your training program, with your exercise form, and anything fitness related, I will do programs for you. I will make a diet for you. I will help you track your calories and stay consistent to your diet and to your program. I encourage you to check the link in the description so we can book a call. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing, and until then, have an amazing day.